Today, on another exciting episode of SCORESWAYZE TV, with an interview, a very exclusive interview with the man of the hour, the man with the sour, Ed Green. He just recently released a project, an EP to be more exact, Tenchi Muyo, out now on all streaming services and Bandcamp.
Yes.
Bandcamp as well. Pay the man directly via Bandcamp. Ed Green, how you feeling?
I'm good, brother.
Excellent. So, took a listen to this EP. Not gonna lie, it blew me away.
Okay.
Production was excellent. Features just blended right in, and it was very raw, to be exact. Not just from a lyrical standpoint, but from a completely eventual standpoint. Whereas though this is where I am, this is the story that I'm telling to you right now. So talk to us about how everything came about with making the Tenchi Muyo EP.
I made it in like a frustrated time point, so I actually finished my album, and it's like a lot of like technical shit that goes into that I don't like. And I'm an artist, man. I just like my art. So I kind of made it in retaliation to that. Like, I want to just drop something else then. I want to just make something. So I like made Tenchi Muyo in like 2.5 weeks and put that shit out.
2.5.
Yeah.
It took nothing to do it.
Nah.
Absolutely. We need to see it. If there's one thing I like as a creator, is just instant creation. Don't even worry about the process. Just get those emotions out, get those feelings out, lay that shit out, give it to the people. How are the people talking about it?
Just like you, actually. I like when people come back and say it's raw, because that's all I'm really going for. I'm me, man. Like, and that's what hip hop was about for me in the beginning.
Absolutely.
So even though I use auto-tune and shit, I'm all about hip hop.
Exactly. Well, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First song, which is, I've noticed there's a pattern here with the song titles. First song is No Need for an Intro. Yes. Coming straight out the gate, just telling people like it is, what the fuck it is. You're living raw. You don't wear condoms.
I know.
So define to us, or at least talk to us about living raw.
It's just straight, always doing what you want. And I understand, like, the earth before a societal standpoint. Before we all was society, before we was colonized, shit like that, we was living raw. So I'm still living that way. I'm not so adapt to everything we got going on right now. It's like, I'm still a human being. I'm living the earth experience, not this other one. So, living raw.
And another line that stuck out, which I immediately saw once we like sat in front of each other, you have Yahweh tatted on your face.
Yes.
So explain to us pretty much the Yahweh reference, and we noticed that like there's a lot of Hebrew like text, or a lot of like pretty much just religious or spiritual things that goes through the mind of Ed Green.
Yes.
So could you elaborate us on that?
I'm a Hebrew man. I'm a child of God. Yahweh is the American pronunciation for God's name. So I got it tatted on my face so people can recognize.
I believe it's Yeshua.
It's actually, it's no exact pronunciation of it. It's only in text. No one's actually ever
heard it out.
Yeah, we can read it and think we know what it means, but no one actually knows.
That's a pretty authentic definition of it, because it's one of those things that we realize that as society, as we push forward, we don't really have a good recollection of what the fuck was behind us.
Yes.
Because like you think of like Judah, and the letter J is relatively new to pretty much society.
Is. Yes, the fuck it is.
So it's kind of weird to say like, yeah, that's that guy's name that starts with the letter J, even though it just came here. You know what I mean?
Even Jesus.
Exactly. So it's kind of interesting to even think on that level, especially on a spiritual level.
Yes.
So going from the spiritual side up right into give a nice little blunt passing. I love it. It's one of those things.
I'm always doing it.
No, it's one of those things that I really love about like the authenticity of Ed Green. Like legitimately living raw. This is no gimmick here. This is straight shit. You know. And the next song is No Need for Functions. What is the difference between a lady and a bitch?
Ooh, I was just talking to a lady about this.
Not a bitch.
Not a bitch.
I gotcha.
A bitch, yo, is this new thing that us as men, we're not really used to. So we gotta label them as bitches, because it's like, yo, when we was growing up, we weren't taught that girls were going to be this way. We were taught that girls was going to be a lady, and we had to be a certain type of man for that lady. And for the lady aspect, it's like a woman that you can tell a lady. It's kind of like your aunt. Like when she come in, she like do stuff like this. Like, boy, get out that couch. But like bitches nowadays is like taking in the testosterone that they got in their body and like, get the fuck down. And it's like, oh shit. That's how dad talked to me. I got 2 of those now.
Right.
So
would you say that, like, in a sense, in regards to reflecting that upon your music, are you somewhat making how should I put it, a statement?
Yes.
Or is it more so just like having a complete observation? Or are you saying this is how things should be, or this is the way things are?
Is a statement I'm making based off an observation I have off of the way things are.
Gotcha. Okay. Also, featuring your friend Faraji Jacobs, fellow Black Sheep refugee.
Yes.
How is it working with young Faraji?
Yo, I love working with Faraji. Faraji's like, we like in the dojo. Like when I work with Faraji, he like the student that's like on level 7 and I'm on level 6, and he like, yo, I'm gonna teach you how to get here. So I love working with Faraji. It's the best thing ever.
Gotcha. Next song you actually had lined up was No Need for Money.
Yes.
But ironically enough, the money thing didn't really stick out to me in that song.
Okay.
The one thing that really stuck out to me in that song was the perception of hate. You tweet a lot about it. I've seen it. Pretty much just like how things are being perceived about Ed Green, the musician, Ed Green, the person, and how things kind of like really had that wrapped up feel towards it. So could you tell us about how like the perception of hate is for you on a 24/7 basis, and how you express how you feel about it via music?
Because I'm very enclosed with Black Sheep Refugee, that's all I'm around. They the only people I'm around. When we go out together in the public, and the public receive us differently. Right. So some people love us, some people don't know us, blah, blah, blah. But a lot of people give us the when you don't know somebody, but you're already assuming so much about them type of feel about us. Like, I know that guy, I can sum him up.
Right.
And I like to check people's temperatures. I'm not shy. I'll talk to anybody.
Absolutely.
So I go over and say something, and I based off a person's response, I can tell like, oh, he wasn't expecting me to be this way, or he summed me up so much in his mind, he can't accept who I really am.
Right.
So I deal with a lot of that. And I don't work, so I'm outside all the time, around people. So it's definitely a 24/7 thing for me.
So how would you say, when you go about it, expressing it via music, what's your mind state? Is it more so like, I have to tell these people about themselves, or are you just telling a story of what's going on in
It's
life?
more about making sure I get me across. It's more like, if I play this song for you, I just gave you a piece of me. It's not fabricated. You should understand a piece of me after hearing that song. So that's my way of getting me across in the music.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
Next song that you had lined up was No Need for an Interlude. I absolutely want to talk about the ear of Ed Green.
Okay.
Because the ear of Ed Green is very intricate, the way you listen to beats, the way you kind of perceive beats, and on top of that, the way you just flow on beats and just like pretty much surf on them. Talk to us about pretty much your process into like beat selection, and then from there going on to like pretty much orchestrating your projects.
I hope you don't mind, but I want to talk about just the producer a little bit. I actually met him the same day I got that beat. I went down to the spot the Goodfellas work at. It's Ben, Talk to Nobody, LBZ, and I think the other bro named Greg. I could be wrong. Apologize, bro. But all 4 of them, hardworking, good dudes. I was working with Ben closely a lot, but LBZ was in the corner making a beat. He had his headphones in.
The Biz, yes.
So
very familiar with the Biz.
He said, "Yeah, Ben, let me hop on the joint real quick so I can get it right." And it was playing out loud, and I immediately started writing to it, like immediately. And the stuff I wrote to it, I actually put that on a different song, and I kept the beat. And like I said, I made the tape in 2 weeks. So I'm sitting in my little sister's house. All my homeboys around me, my little sister there. Got the studio equipment right there. And I played the beat for him. Like, this beat hard, ain't it? He crazy. And I'm like, I'm ready to rap on it, y'all watch. And I just started rapping.
And there's the birth of No Need for an Interlude.
Yeah.
How do you feel about interludes in general? Because I feel like interludes are becoming this new pistache kind of thing within music where everybody has an interlude, but nobody really knows what the fucking interlude really is.
Yes.
So talk to us about the interlude according to Ed Green.
For me, I used to go to the Philharmonic. It's like a symphony in Northeast Pennsylvania. And that's my shit. So I used to go there, watch them, and they used to have interludes. And I noticed that every time an interlude came, the second half of the show was a different vibe. It was like, all right, y'all setting that, be comfortable. Now, get this. So, for me, I specifically made that one an interlude because I think out of all the songs, I'm rapping different. And I feel like I wanted to place it to separate the songs, the sound of the tape. I wanted it to feel that way. I wanted people to feel the first half and then understand, like, oh, the second half is this. I can smile a little bit more. So, that's all I was going for.
Pretty much the storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. No Need for Relations. There's a feature on it.
Yes.
Talk to us about your idea for features. Because, like, even though you do seem secluded as an artist, you're very willing to work with others.
Yes. So for me, it's people I'm close to. If I'm around you and we do the same thing, we gonna do it together. So that's how all my features come about. It was one rare exception that didn't happen, but majority of my features is that we was in the studio together, we was in a house together, we played Smash together, we got in front of that mic together. Plain and simple.
Gotcha. What would you say is your favorite feature so far?
Tornado Baby.
Interesting, because that's the next song, No Need for Hate. How did this song come about?
So back to the story about LBZ. I got the beat from Ben that same night, and I was excited I did it. And when I did it, I love what I did so much. Like I said, the people I rap with, they're usually close to me. So when they got to hear the song, some of them wanted to get on the song. And at the time, I was like, I can't really put nobody on this song. Y'all really love this song. It's like one of my favorite songs by me.
Right.
So it was like, no one was supposed to be on that song. And Tornado Baby, he dropped a song called Glitch.
Yes.
And he glitched my mind with it because I was like, yo, he took everything out of my mind and put it in a song and put it in a video. Like, who is this guy? So as I dug into him, he was tight. So I reached out. He was down. I was down. And I love L. I love L. So I wanted to get L on there. I felt like she would bring it together for the feel that I wanted the song to have. I wanted the song to have a good feel to it. And I don't know, L know how to do that. So
pretty much filling in the spaces.
With all these guys rapping on there.
Gotta lighten it up a couple times.
You feel me?
It's a great song. Do you plan on doing anything else with it? Or is it just like one of those songs that's just on the project?
It's definitely going to just be on the project. Because like I said, I'm dropping an album. The project was kind of like
a warm-up.
Yeah. So I'm gonna tap in with the project as much as I can before I gotta start doing a roll-up for the next thing. But yeah, it's just music for me right now. I'm just presenting it to people. It's not really like a thing that I want to oversaturate people with yet.
A true artist. I appreciate that. I feel like on my end, it's just more so like, okay, I made this. Well, I guess we got to get the gravy train rolling. How's it look? What's the promo? What's the rollout? Blah, 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 blah. Instead of just reaching into the plain basics, how the fuck does it sound? But you seem to have that together. You had the ear for it. You had the features for it. Everything just flows together. And it flows into the outro, which is There's No Need for an Outro. One thing that stuck out to me within the outro is the ad-lib. That's awkward. What was awkward?
It's awkward when, and I'll just keep it G with everybody. You feel me? It's awkward when you think you could have did something cool and like did something you could brag about, and then you face with the reality of it with somebody like mother that like as like your mother maybe like, yeah, you like my mom too. Talking to you about something that you thought you might have, like, I didn't think I was so cool for at the time, but when I did it, I was like, it's way more good than bad. And when she said something to me about it, I was like, ooh, don't
That's
be saying
awkward.
it. Yeah, don't be saying that to me. Like, maybe I wish I didn't do that. You know? So as that got to set in, the reality of that started to set in, I was like, all right, this ain't everything it's cracked up to be, man.
I have a phrase for that.
What is it, bro?
Man plans, God laughs.
I love
Which
it.
is a
I
Hebrew
know that
saying,
one.
by the way.
I know that one.
Yeah.
I know that one well. So, yes.
So, last song of the project is There's No Need for a Bonus. Well, No Need for a Bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, how did this project, like, wrap up for you? Like, what was the final nail in the coffin and you just sitting down and dropping your shoulders and saying, oh my God, the shit is done, thank God.
You know what's crazy? I never got that feeling. So I might have made the outro 3 or 4 days before I dropped the tape, and I knew it was gonna be the outro. So I knew I was done when I made it. I was like, all right, I'm done. But for some reason, and this might have been the one thing that I can say about the stipulation of things. I could have felt like I might not have been done because the same day I dropped the tape, I made another song. And I was like, whoa.
You gotta keep this one.
And a part of me felt like that song could have wrapped the tape up. But everything happened the way it happened, and we're going to do something else with that. So I never really got to sit into the feeling of like, oh, I'm done that, and it is what it is. I kind of already was on to the next.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm kind of expedient. I'm bad with that.
So, Tenchi Muyo, out now, all streaming services. What do you want people to think of? Not just this project that they're listening to. What do you want them to think of the artist that they're listening to?
I want them, in the entirety of everything, to listen to and understand, because you can hear something and not really understand it. But I want them to understand that there's really no need for a lot of the things that we think we need. Like I said, man, I'm living raw. I'm sticking to the fundamentals of things. I don't really need all of that other stuff, and I can still get the job done. So, personally, I feel like I got that across, and when they're listening to it, hopefully they feel like I got that across as well.
Any last words, any last promotions, any last propaganda for the people?
Nah, man, just enjoy that Tenchi Muyo, Black Sheep Refugee, Ed Green.
Absolutely. Great interview. Great EP. Ed Green, thank you very much for another exciting edition of an interview with SCORESWAYZE here on SCORESWAYZE TV. We'll see you when that other show comes on.
Very impressive.
All right. About done here. Time to take this fucking shirt off.